All right. Here we go. This is it. This is the first episode of what I hope will be your favorite stop for Raleigh Aces basketball information, not just box scores and reels, but the front row seat action, the behind the bench action, the close up stuff that takes it from just being a basketball game to watching a journey that's taking place. Now, if you're wondering, Raleigh Aces, like the Las Vegas Aces,
I know what you're talking about.
That Vegas team in the WNBA, they've got all the glitter and gold. I feel like the Raleigh Aces have the grit and the passion of a community. It's been a great thing to be able to be a part of what's going on with the Raleigh Aces organization as the assistant coach, and just watching us grow from where we were to where we are now. It's night and day. And that's why I wanted to start the show, because of what this league is doing and what the Aces organization is doing specifically. Not just, talking about change, but, actually making it happen, actually making growth happen in the community. I've never been around a group of women that's so mission-minded and locked in on one goal, and that goal being winning and doing it together. And you can feel it in the locker room. You can feel it on the bench. You can feel it in timeouts. You can feel it whenever we do get to practice. And, if you were at a last game, you definitely felt it on the court. Let's talk about the game, because it wasn't just any game. The opponent was the Greensboro Kaos, and that's actually our closest rivals geographically. They're the closest team in proximity to us. When I say close, I mean close. Rivalry or not, Greensboro came shorthanded. They only had 5 players that made the trip. That's not thin. That's survival mode. They knew what they were up against, and I feel like, here's the thing. Even in a game where the numbers were against them, I got to give credit to the Greensboro Kaos. They didn't fold. They fought. But our Aces, they answered possession after possession after possession. Before we get into the stat lines and the big moments, I got to pause for something bigger than basketball, because that day before tip-off, we got to honor, some true MVPs, the armed service members that were in attendance, men and women who served and continue to serve this country. And when you see them in the stands, standing tall while the crowd applauds, you realize that the word team has a meaning far beyond the court. Okay, so now let's talk numbers, because if this was a league office, I would have questions about what was going on in that game if I saw this stat sheet. So let's pull that up. And as you see, it was an amazing performance by multiple players. Starting with Jamie Cherry, 9 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Listen, if you've never seen her play point guard, this means she was dishing the ball all over the place. She was the chef out there. She was cooking it up for everybody. And the rebounds that she had just represents, the hustle that she plays with. She's always got her hands on the game when she's in the game. But then we've got Tiana Edwards, and 31 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. She played like somebody stole something from her. Pure scorer. And she found ways to create plays for others. I see she went in there and grabbed a few rebounds, which is great too. Always creating steals and ready for that catch and shoot. There's not, too much more you can say about the way Tiana plays. Week in, week out, she's finding different ways to, reach her potential in these games. Next, L'Oréal Gamble. 26 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. That's the kind of box score you want to see from her. She's very capable catch and shoot player, a dribble drive player, a drive and kick player, tall, strong, can play from the post. That's what you want to see. She was everywhere, inside out, on the glass. She was setting other people up. She had her, baby Jokic type, Embiid type game there. And speaking of glass and rebounding, Julie Prim, 15 points, 20 rebounds, 15 points, a career high with the Aces, I believe, by the way. 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 20 rebounds, yo. That's a freaking weather report. Julie was a storm. That's what she brings to the table. She's a rebounding maniac. Defensively has big hands to get her hands on a lot of blocks. She has strong fingers. Once the ball touches her hands, it's pretty much hers. And I think that, she has that extra engine to keep going. And I think that she's enjoying being a star in her role on the team. Jolene, 17 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, just filling it up. And when I saw her play for the other side, I knew the potential as soon as we signed her. I knew that was going to be a great pickup. It's like she completes a bingo card for us. And then the performance of the day, our MVP of the game, Amani Watkins, 36 points, 6 steals, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, And apparently that wasn't enough. She went 5 for 11 from three-point range. This is the MVP of the league. She's lights out week in to week out. She puts up numbers. I believe she's averaging 26 a game. And she's basketball all around every day. And I admire it. And let's not forget about Maya Johnson and Jade Bracey, 6 points apiece, 6 and 7 rebounds respectively. More importantly, they locked down the paint. They were great playing hands-up defense in the paint and not giving them a lot of extra points on the free throw line, not allowing them to stay in the game down the stretch of the game. And when you look at these numbers side by side, it's like reading the Greatest Hits album. Everybody's on it. Everybody had some moment in the game where you were proud to be an Aces fan, proud to be on the Aces staff. With this being our first episode, I want to make something clear. This show isn't just about reporting scores and stats. It's about telling the story of the team season, the highs, the lows, the practices, when everybody's gassed, the road trips that feel longer than they really are, the home games that make it all worth it. I want you to feel like you're riding shotgun on this journey. And that journey is not just about the players. We're going to talk to coaches. We're going to talk to the trainers, the staff, the cameraman, the fans, to the folks working behind the scenes who make sure that there's water on the bench and music playing in the arena. Because for the foreseeable future and hopefully beyond, this show is going to be a home base for Raleigh Aces basketball. Every week, standings, stats, highlights, interviews, and a few rants when the referees miss a call we all saw. I've been thinking about why I'm so fired up to do this, and it's because women's basketball deserves spaces like this. Spaces where we don't just drop in when there's a championship parade, but where we follow the grind. This league is pushing boundaries, and the Raleigh Aces, they're doing it with style, substance, pretty much being unblemished throughout the whole entirety of this team so far. We're building something special, something that years from now people are going to look back at and say, that's where it started. And the mission-minded part, that's real. These women don't just want to win for themselves. They want to win for the city, for the league, and for the next generation watching from the stands. Any kid that's in there enjoying what they see, the little girl in oversized jersey with wide eyes, they're the ones that this matters for. So this is just the beginning. If you're listening right now, you're in on the ground floor. This thing is going to grow. The team, the league, the coverage, and hopefully our little podcast community here. We've got a season ahead of us, guys. Big games, tough road trips, players stepping up in ways that make you shake your head and smile, and we're going to be right here for all of it. So to the Raleigh Aces, congratulations on the big win over the Chaos. To the fans who came out, to the service members we honored, thank you, and stay listening, stay ready, because there's going to be more episodes just like this.